It was Maya Angelou who said, have enough courage to trust love one more time, and always one more time. But what if that one more time turns out to be just as bad as the first time? On today's case, Ms. Leonard says that when it comes to her fiancé, Mr. Thomas, she has all of the courage and none of the trust. She says Mr. Thomas is living life like he's single, and with a baby on the way, that is not going to fly with her. Let's hear their case.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding. Your Honor, this is the case of Leonard versus Thomas.
Thank you very much, Ms. Leonard and Mr. Thomas. Ms. Leonard, you say you never imagined that you'd be pregnant in my courtroom fighting for your relationship. You say the biggest problem is that Mr. Thomas refuses to meet you halfway. You hope I can help you find a resolution for these issues.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Thomas, you say Ms. Leonard's calculated lies and petty behavior have you with one foot out the door.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so this is a very serious case, even though you two are extremely young, 23 years old, and you have been together for some time. There is a baby on the way, so there are some stakes here. You met when you were little kids, 11 and 12 years old, dating for 3 years.
Yes, Your Honor, that's right.
What brings us to court today, Ms. Leonard?
Well, Your Honor, as you can see, I have no ring on my ring finger, and I'm 6 months pregnant. Even though it doesn't look like it, I'm very much 6 months pregnant, and he has 3 months to marry me.
Ooh, did you hear that ultimatum, Mr. Thomas?
Yes, Your Honor.
What do you say?
I'm here actually because the mother of my child is manipulative and vindictive.
You're not ready to get married?
Yeah, basically, I'm not.
Yeah, so I need to hear you say that, sir. That's not on me, as I didn't get nobody pregnant.
Yeah, I'm not ready to get married.
Okay. So let me just say to you, Ms. Leonard, you're 23 years old. You're a beautiful young woman. You have been in this relationship for some time now. Did you plan this baby?
No, I didn't. But, you know, I'm a big girl, so I'm ready to push through whatever I've, come to be with now.
Okay, so take me back then, because I need to know how we got to this point. How'd you guys meet?
Well, I was a family friend, and I knew his cousin, so me and his cousin was best friends, and he just so happened to be coming over one of those days, and, that's how I met him.
And was the relationship an easy one? Was it a good one? What ended up changing to get you here to divorce court?
Well, before, it was really easy, nice and butterflies, and you know how it be in the beginning, the honeymoon phase. But then, after some time, I started just noticing, just some inconsistencies in his behavior. So then after that, I started to notice, things in his phone and this and that and all of this. And, I kind of just decided that, okay, we kind of need a mediator that's no one in his family.
All right, so I want to understand this. I know, Mr. Thomas, you said that Ms. Leonard gives as good as she gets, and there's some issues on her side also.
Yes.
Well, why don't we start, Ms. Leonard, since you brought the case. I know one of the biggest issues is you think that he is a cheater.
Yes, ma'am.
Please give me some examples of why you think that, ma'am.
Okay, so I don't think he is a cheater. I've had proof that he's a cheater.
Okay.
Well, there was a couple of times where we were at a barbershop, he'd get his hair cut and this and the third, and I would see multiple women in his phone. And
how do you mean you would see multiple women in his phone? Explain to me what you'd actually see.
Okay, I see DMs and, a little flirting from here and there, and it just didn't make me feel all that good.
Okay, you saw women direct message Mr. Thomas. Did you see messages where he engaged with those women?
All the time.
Okay, so see, Mr. Thomas, that's something that I always ask, because you can't stop folk from sliding into your DMs. That's how a lot of people meet. But Mr. Thomas, why are you engaging with miscellaneous women on the direct message?
It's like, first of all, she shouldn't have been in my phone.
We know that, but y'all young people, y'all go through each other's phones. That's how y'all do. Y'all sneaky like that. That's your new thing. Y'all look through each other's phones, so I'll say to her, so to make you feel good, bad girl, bad girl. Now, next. Now that we know that she went through your phone, we know she shouldn't have gone through your phone, answer my question. What you doing talking to all these miscellaneous women?
It's like the messages she seen weren't even new, current. They were old messages from like, we weren't even serious then, you feel me? So it's like,
How old are the messages?
the messages was like when we first started back talking, like we weren't
So we
serious.
were serious enough.
What do you mean when you just started
You know
back
how
talking?
you start talking to someone, you're not dating yet, you getting to know them. I'm
Okay.
getting to know multiple people.
So you're telling me these are 3-year-old direct messages?
Yeah, most of them. Yeah.
When was the most recent direct message you saw?
Actually, Miami, which was like 3 weeks ago.
That's not 3 years old, sir.
But if you look at the context and the messages she's talking about, I wasn't doing nothing that was like, you know, that would go against what we have.
Judge Star, I'm sorry. All of what he's saying right now is a lot of shenanigans.
Okay, so Miami 3 weeks ago does not seem like this was some innocent DMs. Am I correct?
No, it definitely wasn't.
Tell me
innocent.
exactly what happened.
Okay, so, you know, he decided he wanted to go to Miami. He just sprung it on me. I said, I don't think you should go. I think you should stay here. He said, okay, I'm gonna go. My friends need me there. So I said, okay, you can just do what you do. Okay, fine, whatever.
Okay, but he was just going to Miami to kick it with some fellas?
Spring break, on spring break.
Why didn't you go?
I didn't go because, you know, I was at home. I was trying to take care of my body and everything like that and get prepared for
So
my
you didn't
delivery.
want to go and hang at spring break?
No, I thought it was being responsible, you know, just staying at the house.
Okay, but clearly Mr. Thomas wanted to go and hang at spring break.
Okay, I mean, just because you wanted to do something don't mean that you should.
Okay. Mr. Thomas, tell me about Miami.
Miami, I had a great time. I felt like nothing was like holding me back. Everybody, you know, my mother of my child is a grown woman. She could take care of herself. It's not like she was in danger or anything. You know, I just went for 2-3 days to enjoy myself with my friends, and we came.
Judge, that was a week. He was gone a week. So I went ahead and I just seen that he had 3 new followers. So I decided to DM all 3 of them.
I'm his girlfriend. If he was acting up, I just want to know.
She's so concerned about me cheating when she's the one cheating.
Let me hear what you have to say, Mr. Thomas.
She's been with recent exes, sitting in their lap, kissing them in the mouth, you know, but she want to come back to me like it's all good. It's not all good.
So while we was in Miami, I seen that he had 3 new followers. And
3 followers.
Wait.
yes, 3
I'm
new
sorry,
followers.
Miss Leonard, you clocking him that closely to
Yeah.
know that he got 3 new followers?
Yes, I sure am.
3?
Yes. I mean, like, I'm at the house, he outside, out of town. I'm gonna check up on my man.
Man, that's more than checkup right there.
That's more than checking.
Anyways.
Go ahead, Carmen
So-
Santiago. Girl, you on there looking for everything.
Yeah, I sure was.
Go
and I
ahead.
felt it was well within my rights. So I went ahead and I just seen that he had 3 new followers. All of these followers, guess what? They so happened to be in Miami at the same time. Okay? So I decided to DM all 3 of them.
Oh.
That's
And 3 of them did not respond, but actually 1 responded a little later. The other ones did not. So I happened to have a conversation with her.
So you submitted the direct message
I sure did.
information. That
Yes,
way,
ma'am.
so we know exactly what we're talking about.
I'm in the
Let's see.
blue and the young ladies in the white.
Okay. So our plaintiff said you met Graham? Yes. So what y'all was on with him? I'm his girlfriend. If he was acting up, I just want to know. Oh, your man out here being a joke. What that mean? Like, yeah, and I could imagine what that word was. So, suffice it to say, Miss Leonard, your boyfriend was out there wilding, having fun.
He sure was while I'm at the house he thought I was gonna be in my feelings. So no, I'm not gonna do any of
Okay.
that.
So, Mr. Thomas, you were having fun in Miami.
I was. But what you just saw, I wasn't even talking to her. I was talking to her friend, and I was inviting them to a party we was having.
Which is what one does when one goes down to Miami on spring break.
Why his friends couldn't do it? His friends were single.
I think
He need to be the inviter.
So, Miss Leonard, let me say this to you. You don't want to go looking for stuff that you definitely gonna find. Anybody that knows that their man is on their way to spring break is gonna have some fun. So I'm gonna turn to Mr. Thomas. Did you violate the relationship?
No, I did not.
We don't have proof of that.
I'm sorry?
We don't have proof of that.
Do you have proof that he did?
Other than the DMs. no.
Okay, that right there does not prove it. First of all, you don't know this chick from a can of paint.
Never seen him.
You don't know who she is, what her motivation is. The only thing you know is you in a relationship with this man right here, but you presumed that he was doing something bad, And you took the half a word, not even the real word, because the chick didn't say nothing, from some miscellaneous chick down in Miami that you don't know. I just want to be clear on the facts.
I got something to add to this.
Oh, go ahead, Mr. Thomas.
She's so concerned about me cheating when she's the one cheating, you feel me? I think that's why she's so worried about me, because she knows, like, what she's doing.
Let me hear what you have to say, Mr. Thomas.
She's been with recent exes, sitting in their lap, kissing them in the mouth, you know, but she want to come back to me like it's all good. It's not all good.
Uh-oh.
Honestly, Your Honor, I was actually gonna leave him when I did that.
She was, but she didn't.
I didn't. I only didn't because the guy that I was chilling with just didn't give me the vibes. But he was in somebody's DM already having sexual conversations. Oh, I'm gonna do this and that and that. Do you remember when I did this?
You all don't sound like you have any respect for each other. There is somebody who I want to speak with. Ms. Thomas, will you please just state your name and your relationship to Mr. Thomas?
Francesca Thomas, and Destun Thomas is my son.
I heard about this incident where your car was actually damaged. Is that the first time that it has escalated to that point?
Absolutely not. That was actually the last time that I allowed it to happen.
If you'd like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Missed a show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content. I'm still just trying to understand the dynamics of this relationship because I understand that Miss Leonard lived in the home with you at one time.
Exactly.
But that's over with now.
Yes, correct.
How the heck did that happen?
My mom loved her, everybody in my family loved her at first initially, but, you know, as time went on, we started to see what was really going on, and it was just arguments and fighting every day, just loud stuff banging into the wall. My mom's car her tail light actually got busted.
What?
Destun had tried to throw something or something and missed, and it hit the car, you know, yeah, so it was just a lot. And my mom actually kicked her out because she was going through, like, stress too much, like post-traumatic stress.
I am looking at a photograph of a busted-out taillight. Okay, Miss Leonard, help me to understand this. How did that occur?
His mom tries to help us out every now and again, you know, and she actually gave us some birth chart information for us to get to know each other a little more and a little deeper. So while we were in the car, we were just discussing this, and somehow, some way, we started talking about, you know, some infidelities between the both of us. And it kind of got a little heated. We left the car, you know, his parents came down.
You mean you were fighting in front of this man, mama and daddy?
I wasn't fighting, Your Honor. It was just more so like I was just trying to grab Destun, you know? That's all.
What kind of mess is this? That you are out there in the street fighting, hollering, screaming, acting like you don't have no home training. Girl, that is just tacky.
I hear you, Your Honor.
You know, actually, there is somebody who I want to speak with because I know that you lived with Mr. Thomas's family, the two of you, for some time, and I would like to get her perspective. Francesca Thomas can join us. She can't join us in person, but she can join us virtually. Ms. Thomas, how are you today? Will you please just state your name and your relationship to Mr. Thomas?
Yes, Francesca Thomas, and Destun Thomas is my son.
Ms. Thomas, these are two young people that have put themselves in the proverbial trick bag, if you ask me, because they are young, and neither one of them seems mature enough to be in a long-term relationship right now. But you've been front and center for this relationship. That's just my opinion for the last few minutes. What have you witnessed, ma'am?
Well, where do I begin? I feel that this is definitely toxicity at its finest, if I must say. I've lost money because of the two. I've experienced PTSD because of the two. I can't sleep at night. Whenever I hear even a car going by, I'm jumping because I can't sleep because I'm thinking that they're at one another. Like, it's ridiculous. I just feel that they shouldn't even be together at this point.
I heard about this incident recently where your car was actually damaged. Is that the first time it has escalated to that point?
Absolutely not. That was actually the last time that I allowed it to happen. And that's the thing. She's became very rude and disrespectful. She started off really nice young lady. You know, we would go on dinner dates, you know, girl dates, pedicure, manicure, massages, and all that great stuff. And then, you know, once you get to know a person, when she stayed over one night basically and never went home, that's when I saw the real her.
Miss Leonard, what do you have to say, ma'am?
I think she should just pick a side. Like, she plays devil advocate a lot.
I'm choosing a side right now. You guys need to separate.
Miss Leonard, there's just no question that Miss Thomas is already gonna pick a side all the time. She's gonna be on the side of her son.
Of course.
And sanity. Okay? I would venture to guess if your mother was here and saw him be abusive towards you, she'd be picking a side also. If she saw arguing and fighting in the street and she got hit in the middle of trying to break up an altercation and tail lights got busted out, your mother would be saying to me, my daughter is not gonna be nowhere around this man. I'm pretty sure that's what your mother would say. Miss Thomas, I appreciate your time today and I appreciate what you have said. I'm gonna finalize these conversations with Miss Leonard and Mr. Thomas right now. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So, Miss Leonard, I heard what Miss Thomas had to say. Have you heard what your boyfriend had to say? I know what you say you want, but have you listened to him about how this behavior has affected him and his family? Have you heard him?
Yes, I've heard him, Your Honor, but I'm also saying that either he marries me or I'm prepared to disappear.
You do realize that you will then put yourself in yet another trick bag because the child is Mr. Thomas's also, and he might want to be a part of the baby's life.
He can get visitation.
Well, then that means you're not disappearing.
Well, you know, he can get summers or something like that. We could always make it work like that, you know.
So that's called co-parenting.
Like I said, Your Honor, I want these papers filled out.
I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I think you have an unreasonable expectation of what relationship is. And if you wanted a traditional relationship with the emotional, physical, spiritual, social, and security needs met, like in other relationships, you would have decided to use basic pregnancy protection before you got pregnant so that you could make choices that you're not interested in becoming a mother before you become a wife. And before you worried about becoming a wife, you needed to worry about becoming a mature woman because that's not what you are right now. And it's sad because you are about to be a mother because your body is going to produce offspring. But whether or not your mind is going to produce the hormones and your heart is going to produce the love that's necessary to turn what your body has produced into a productive citizen, I don't know. But one thing you're going to have to do is you're going to change that attitude, young lady, because the baby's coming. And you're going to have to deal with the fact that you're going to be a single mother because Mr. Thomas is not marrying you. And I know it sounds harsh, but I'm not even willing to hand him those papers because what you can't do is make this man make you his wife if you are not even worthy enough to be his girlfriend. I'm sad to say it, but young lady, you have put yourself in the proverbial trick bag and you are going to be on your own if you don't change your attitude. Well, Robert, I think I have seen it all.
Listen, she is no joke. No joke.
She might be tiny, but she has the most unrealistic expectation of what a relationship is.
Right.
She thinks she's gonna make this young man marry her.
He's not gonna marry her, but strap in, Mr. Thomas, because she's gonna make his life impossible.
You are looking at the single worst baby mama in history
Absolutely.
of baby mamas.
Make the trophy.
Okay, she wins.
Made in Georgia.